So on a piece of upholstery foam, I'm going to trace out a rectangle shape that is 24.5 inches horizontal and 7 inches vertical. And after I have that traced out, I'm going to cut it out. So I'm going to draw some tick marks. One's going to be 4.5 inches vertical, 4 inches horizontal, and then on each side, and then I'm going to connect them with this curve. Now I'm going to mark the center point on the top and the bottom and connect those points, and then cut out the little curve pieces. And I hold it up to my mannequin head to make sure it fits properly, and then I mark where the eyes are going to be, the nose and the mouth. Then I draw where I want to cut out the eyes, so just a little bit of little circles for the eyes. They'll be made bigger later. And then I'm going to cut out where the nose and mouth are going to be. On a separate piece of upholstery foam, I'm going to draw out some more rectangle pieces. One is going to be a really long piece that's 10 inches horizontal, 2 inches vertical, and then the other two are 4 horizontal, 2 vertical. I'm marking the center point on all 3 of these pieces. Also, I'm going to mark the halfway point between the middle point and the edge, so it's basically a quarter point. And I'm going to take the long 10-inch long one and line up its little middle tick mark with that little line in the middle of the main rectangle piece, and I'm going to hot glue that on. So the little tick marks line up with on the little strips line up with the tick marks on the main piece. So you should have 2 small ones on the side and the long one in the middle. Kind of pinch it a little bit to help the glue kind of meld itself into the foam. And then I'm going to take the 2 pieces in the back and just meet those. It's now one big curve in the back of the head. Now I'm marking the middle point of that long piece, and I'm now connecting it to the back of the head. I marked it on the wrong side, so here I am marking it so that these little tick marks on the short ones meet up with the tick marks in the middle of the long piece. It just takes some time to make sure that it's properly glued. And to do that to the other side so the 2 little ones meet in the middle of the long one. So now you're getting a general dome shape. So here I've already made in the past a little kind of triangular shape that's going to fill in those holes on the top of the head. So I trace that out and then I start gluing them in. So basically it's like a trial and error how I got this shape in the first place. I just cut out a triangle shape and kind of held it up to the hole until I got a shape that was like, that would fit. And then I just kept that as a template. So I'm going to start with one of the triangle pieces, and I'm just going to start with one side of it and glue it on. And you can do one triangle piece at a time and get it fully glued in, or you can do it the way I'm doing it here, where I'm doing one side of all 4 of them and do another side of all 4 of them until they're all the way in, making sure that they're completely dry. The bucket head is vital to the shape of the fursuit, because my very first fursuit I made, the bucket head was not properly made. Like, the shape was very off, and so the fursuit looked weird. It had like this weird like pointed back into it because it wasn't properly made, so it should be a nice like curvature. So now I'm starting the second side. Just do one side and move to the next one. It can be a little tricky because of it's still curved, and so try not to burn yourself and trying to get glue off my fingers. Just some patience and just holding it there, and then I do like a little pinching motion to help get the hot glue to really like melt and bind with the foam. And now I'm doing the bottom part of the triangle piece. So this first piece is now completely glued in, and just do it for the rest of them. I do it one at a time with one side like this, like the way I just did here. I can make sure that the shape of the head is not off. Like I can ensure that it's all nice and even as much as humanly possible. So there you go, there's a bucket head, and there's the inside, and so you should have this like big curve for the back of the head so that it allows movement, you know, easy movement. Once the fursuit head is actually completed, you don't have like this big piece of foam like hitting the back of your head and the back of your neck. And the eye holes will be made bigger later, but for now it's a good starting point. Like what I usually do is I try them on, I put it on my head and see how comfortable it is. And there you go. That's how you make a bucket head for a fursuit.